today we're talking about automation. You got to get into it. And in order for me to talk to automation, I got to talk to my automation queen, Jennifer J. Hey, Jen, how are you?
Sandra, I am doing absolutely fabulous today.
Awesome, awesome. Jen, introduce yourself to the peeps.
Yes. So I am Jennifer J, Business System Specialist, and I
Mhm.
can gain you back 20 hours per week while still onboarding clients and collecting payments.
She said 20 hours per week. Get into it. Yes. So I love what Jan does. And of course, like I said, if I got to talk automation, I got to speak to Jan, right? So, Jan, really quickly, what is business automation?
So, business automation, Kendra, and everyone listening, is employing technology to handle repetitive, routine tasks in business operations and workflow.
Okay. So all the things that we do on a regular basis that don't change from customer to customer, right? And I think that's important to make a distinction. And people might be listening and going, well, I have such a special business. Can I just tell you, every business does certain things, right? Every business has to do certain things. And so we're talking about automating those things that you are doing. And this goes not just for a service business or a product business, right? We're talking about 12 months. Well, actually, we're only going to talk about five. Oops, I just gave away something. We got more. We got more. But today we're talking about the five that you should do, right? They're must haves. So you might as well make sure you cover your bases anyway, right? So, Jen, what is the reason we do this? Like, what's the benefit of this whole automation?
Yeah, for sure. So there are benefits to automation, and a lot of people think that, oh, if I automate, it's going to take away the human component,
Mm-hmm.
and it's people are not going to want to, come to my business. But
Yeah.
number one, it frees up your time. So I just told you I can give you back 20 hours per week, right?
Yes.
That's with
Mm-hmm.
one automation. That's just automating one system.
Yeah.
Um, so it definitely frees that time up, not just for you, but for your staff,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they need to focus on other things. Also, it will help you with errors, right? Either it's going to increase them errors or it's going to be fewer errors. And one of the things
Okay.
I say is that once you automate, you're
Mm-hmm.
either going to see your inefficiencies or you're going to see proficiency. So we want to make sure that we're checking and analyzing our system. Also, automation is faster processing times. Nobody has time today and they want instant gratification. So when
Mm.
come to your business, they want it now. When I put my payment in, I want
Mm.
to hear dings and see things pop up immediately. That's what people want. Where's the email? They can't even wait 5 minutes for the email. So you
Yeah.
want to make sure that you are automating for your audience and for yourself. Also, it gives you improved data and insights. That is so important for you to make decisions in your business as to what you should change, what you should continue to do, what you should discontinue, right? And then it also gives you insights further into what is not working as far as like pages and those things concerned in your business that you need to fix. Also, it gives your customers a better experience. I touched on that.
Yeah.
You want the customers because they are the foundation of your business,
Yes.
right?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So you want to give your customers a better experience. Think about everything you do. Why do you go to certain places? Why do you go to certain restaurants? It's the experience, it's the customer service,
Yeah.
and increase scalability. You cannot scale if you don't automate.
Woo, that's the word. You
Like,
cannot scale if you do not automate. If you are listening to this on live, I would love for you to put in the chat if you are already using automation in your business. And if you are, what have you automated? Right? I know we've used some automation in our law firm, and I think it has, I believe it has done those things that Jen mentioned and more. And so I am a big fan of automation. And to Jen's point, it doesn't remove the human from the business. In fact, sometimes automating some things can actually make it more customer friendly, meaning you're not boggled down doing the things that you don't even want to do, but you got to do it. Right. So we're talking about automating things that you have to do in your business in such a way so that you can actually be more present in the business, right? You can be more creative. You can think about new products, new services you want to launch for the business. And this is one of the ways to do it. All right, Jen, now that we've told them what automation is and why they need to do it, what do you think is the first thing most businesses should automate?
Lead generation.
What's
Ooh.
lead generation, Jan? Just for people that may not be in on the tea.
Okay, so lead generation is bring to keep it simple, bringing leads into your business,
Mm-hmm.
waving your hand and saying, "Hey, come over here to our store because we have what you need." People don't know what
Yeah.
you have if you don't wave that hand and say, "Hey, come over here." So
Mm-hmm.
most of the businesses that I deal with, they are not generating leads, and you can have a beautiful system, but nothing is going to work if you're not bringing what we call traffic
Oh, yeah.
back to the business. So the traffic is that lead generation and sales. You bring the leads in, and then you follow up by building a relationship and having a conversation, a sales conversation to get them into your business. So you're streamlining to bring in new business, right?
Yeah.
And we do that with marketing automation systems, web forms, email nurturing, appointment setting, also new chat bots and DMing and
Mm-hmm.
text messaging, and all of those things are lead generation strategies and tools.
So what I'm getting from you is, hey, whatever you're using to get people's attention, right? Back in the day, it used to be just give us a call. The truth of the matter is, people don't want to wait until you open at 9 a.m. In fact, they expect you to be open 24/7. And so by automating your lead generation, it gives you an opportunity to still be able to contact those people when you open your doors. Again, this can be used for any business, right? If you are a local pest control company, have a form on your website that people can fill out. Have an ability for them to give you their information. It's gathering information, and it should be done in an automated way. Gone are the days when I need to call you and then you need to write down my phone number and write down my email address and call me back. People want to give you your information and move around, move about their day. This also reduces some of the expenses that you might have with the business, because here you're not paying for someone to sit in front of the computer and
Mhm.
gather information about potential customers, right? Lead generation, we're talking leads. When we're saying leads, are potential people that want to hire you, retain you, use your products, use your services, right? And some of your businesses are losing out on opportunities to make that connection by not being able to gather those leads. Because the truth of the matter is, someone might contact you today, but they may not purchase from you for like another 30 days, or some people 3 years. Okay. They may take some time. So you need the ability to gather their information to continue to nurture that relationship, but also to remain top of mind. Right. And so that is a great point what Jen is mentioning. It's like, if you're not taking the time to gather that information, you're missing out on opportunities to gather those bags. Jan, I was going to add, it's almost like we're saying marketing automation in a way, but not really, because, marketing can cover multiple things, right? But it is an important point. If you want to make money, you got to be able to automate how you get people's information so that you can sell to them later on down the road.
Mhm.
What would you say would be like the second thing?
Definitely having a way for people to pay you.
It is offensive having to wait to pay someone. You're right. You're right. So you're saying they need to
So
automate that.
automate that, right? Billing and invoicing, right? So there are so many software systems that you can use that can automate billing and invoicing on a recurring basis so that you don't have to keep up with it, because I know a lot of people that are missing money because you don't have these things automated. And Number one is going to reduce costs,
Yeah.
is going to give you a better cash flow, and something that people aren't thinking about
Yeah.
around this time when now you have to hand things over to get your taxes done. It just makes it easier for them. It makes it easier for you to look at these things. And also, something people
Mhm.
aren't thinking about is making projections in your business based on the data that you have. So all of those things, we need to make sure that we have these things automatically happening as they come in. So just like you said, someone shouldn't have to wait till 9 o'clock till you come in or someone is answering to pay you or to sign up for your service. So we can automate that.
That is a great point. So if you're sitting there going, well, how does this work for my business? Because I have my business set up where people pay me in cash. You can still generate invoices, even if you're getting cash payments, right? You can still generate invoices. My thing is that as a business owner, you should one have multiple payment methods. Yes, it sucks that the credit card processors take a fee. Listen, everyone wants a piece of the pie, and that's the cost of doing business, right? But what you're trying to do is eliminate having to do additional work on the end. Let's say you saved yourself, I don't know, $3 in credit card processing fee, but now you've wasted an additional hour trying to put your books together or trying to put your information together to send it over to your bookkeeper. So having some type of automated payment, billing, invoicing system, you got to have it. And you have to have it in such a way that it makes it easier for your bookkeeper. Okay, makes it easier for your accountant, makes it easier for your team to be able to do those projections for you. And if you're now just starting out, this is the perfect time for you to put those things in place. Can I think of, let me just think, Jen, is there a business you think that cannot use some type of automated payment?
No,
I can't think of one.
I can't think of one either. I think it's just the business owner.
Mm, good point. Because like, let's think of something like I love to do my car wash guy as an example. He's amazing. Okay, I do need to make an appointment. I wish he would automate that. So if you had, let's say, we had a car wash company, and
Mhm.
you have your customers schedule appointments. Right after their appointment is done, send them the invoice to pay the bill.
Mhm.
I personally would prefer if he had monthly subscriptions, but hey, that's not my business. That's his. But since he's running it this way, Kendra made an appointment automatically. I booked her for 10. I know it's going to take me 30 minutes to do her car, maybe 45, because my kids do be having the most going on in the car.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to make sure the invoice goes out at a certain time. You should be able to do that in your business. Like appointment schedule, 30 minutes after the appointment time, boom, invoice goes out, right? There shouldn't be a need for us to lag. You don't want people to wait to give you their money.
Right, but you know what else too? There are, so that was an industry that I was targeting to automate, which was mobile
A
detailers,
lot.
right? And there are some out here who are automated, and you book your service on their calendar and you pay them right then and there, or you pay
Mhm.
them on deposit. Even with the car wash, the car wash that I go to, they have a monthly.
Yeah.
Select your package and you just pay monthly. You can wash as much as you want.
Hmm.
But every industry can automate. There is not an industry that can't automate. And if you're saying, well, I can't automate my business, why can't you? What is
Mm.
holding you back from automating? And sometimes we do need to restructure in order to automate so that we can scale our businesses and so that we can free up time. Like, you have young children. You don't have time to sit at this computer every time someone wants a trademark, right? So we have to be able to figure out what adjustment can I make to be able to automate. And sometimes it's pricing structure. And
Hmm.
sometimes you just need to change your pricing structure so you can automate.
Whoop. Not
Now, some
generally.
things you don't have to, or some things you could just say, hey, you could put this deposit down. We'll talk about what the rest is later. But it's still automated. It got you money without you having to be there.
Hmm. I love that you said that. All right. So now we know we need to automate our lead generation. We need to automate our payment system. What else you think would be the next step once we're
Next step,
mm-hmm.
onboarding. Onboarding. Oh my goodness. And trust me, you're going to keep tweaking this because I'm working on my onboarding now. I'm adding videos into the process to
Mm-hmm.
say, congratulations, you signed up. This is going to happen next. And then when they go to that next step, it's another video saying,
Yeah.
this is what we're going to do. That's because I'm a tech business, I'm a software business. So I need to make it as easy and less frustrating. But onboarding new customers, right? Checklists, tutorials, welcome packs. This is what happened. I created a welcome video to say, listen, we are a software company. Our administrative offices are open at this time. Our customer support is 24/7 because people need to know.
Mm.
So you need to let people know what to expect. And I always tell people when I'm working on onboarding, let's send out a what to expect welcome pack, welcome email. How can people work with you? Mine is a funnel page, but now I realize like they're not reading it. So okay, I'm gonna create a video.
I love that. Listen, if you're listening, you're going, I don't know what this onboarding, what we're saying is this is setting the tone of the relationship with the customer. They've given you their money. Now you're setting the tone as in this is how we operate. This is our business. Because to think that people will automatically know how you operate is not true. Like, for example, we don't have office hours on Fridays. So our office is Monday through Thursday. Our
Mhm.
Fridays are for catch up and additional things we have to do. So we make it clear Monday through Thursday, this is what to expect. Okay, we have certain time frames for emails. Okay, you can expect your email to be returned in this time. If you send a text, you can expect to have a response in this time. I think what you're doing when you're doing onboarding, and it's such an important step for you, is again laying the foundation, the groundwork, expectations for the relationship. Okay, laying those parameters. This is a new customer who has no clue how your business operates, what your culture is. They need some way of understanding how to navigate this. And that will reduce a lot of frustration. That will reduce a lot of misunderstandings. And what Jen is saying is a good point. When you realize people aren't looking at the materials or they aren't reading it, guess what? Change up the method you're using it until you see what really works for your customers. Okay. Some people might need a video introduction. Some people can read, or they might need all of them.
Mhm.
Truth of the matter is, you may need to send a text, you may need to send an email, you may need to have a whole video series. Your customers have, everyone's different. So
Mhm.
one customer might like look at the video, one customer might go through the video series, some customers might actually need physical mail. Okay, someone might need a actual letter from you saying welcome,
Mhm.
here's this and this. Like, don't sleep on physical mail. Like, some people will actually look for that because that will stand out more to them than your email.
Mhm.
We get so many emails. But the
Mhm.
goal here is, if you're going, Kendra, I can automate physical mail, you totally can. There
Yeah.
is actually one service that would handwrite the postcards for you. So
Mhm.
it looked like you wrote them,
Mhm.
right? So there's ways to add human touch without having human time. You just have to take the time to put them in place. All right, Jen. So we have leads, we got our money, we onboarded the customer. What else should we automate?
Oh, customer service.
Ooh, whatever happened to customer service?
Customer service
Okay.
thing. This is one of the most important, right? Because this is going to be the determining factor of their opinion on your business, right?
Mhm,
I have a colleague who he's not pulling people from people on purpose, but because his customer service is
mhm.
better than someone else in his industry, they're coming to him because he takes time to think about, okay, what do I need? Oh, I see this as an issue. So for me, like right now, I have chatbots. I use chatbots to take care of that. Now I know people are afraid of the chatbots. All right. But I'm going to tell you, it is a beautiful thing. It is really beautiful because it's going to respond right now. Just
Mhm.
like we're live, we're recording, we can't pick up our phone and respond to customers.
Mm-hmm.
And what if our assistant is handling something else? They can't do it either.
Yeah.
So the chat box is going to give them that instant gratification, and you tell it what to say. This is my business. This is my business model. Here are my frequently asked questions. If someone asks this, this is how I would like for you to respond, right? That just like you tell an assistant, you tell chatbots what you want to do. So don't be afraid of them. Also, you can have knowledge bases, right? So you know how when you click on other software or you click on other businesses, they have a knowledge base where you can say, well, what do you need help with? And then
Mm-hmm.
it has a list. You can create the same thing for your business, no matter what it is, even if it's a barbershop.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens when I come in to get my haircut? Or what happens if I can't make my appointment? Or whatever that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge base. Also, when you automate your customer service,
Mm-hmm.
oh, one thing I forgot, support ticket system. So
Oh.
any business can use that because it's going to streamline that communication. And that's nothing but a form that they fill out. And then on the back end, you automate that where it goes to wherever it needs to go to. Instead of you having to watch emails or do all of those things that come in an email box, you want to do something simple to say, this is how you get support at our company. And
Mm-hmm.
so it'll free your staff up also, so they're not managing an email inbox. I think managing an email inbox has to go away because that takes up most of your assistant's time when they could be
Mm-hmm.
focusing on other things in your business.
That's a good point. I think what we're saying is we're not totally removing customer service completely. We're saying some of the basics, right?
Mhm.
Because there are going to be things that need to be escalated, but there's some basics like just frequently asked questions that you notice people do, right? So we noticed that there was always a frequently asked questions about the trademark status. So
Mhm.
we put it in the thing and we'll say, hey, this is what the status means. Here's a page that explains the statuses. This is what your status means, right? And I think that was important because some of our customers like, thank you so much for having an explanation so I don't have to call you for it. What you're doing with basic customer support or customer service is looking at the things that are usually confusing or usually brought up or usually, problem areas for people. Because again, this is a new relationship, right? Even for me, I had to remember I do trademarks all the time. They don't. What I might look at like this ain't no big deal. They're gonna be like, listen, lady, wait, listen, Linda, this is a problem, right?
Get
And
out.
so, yeah, to de-escalate that is to explain and provide knowledge and give them that peace of mind. What you're doing is giving them peace of mind. Because if you can automate that, you can reduce the amount of people that are online upset. But here's my issue, Jan. I grew up in the age where I pressed zero and spoke with an operator. So now, have you guys noticed that the systems are so sophisticated that if you press zero, they're like, okay, you might have misheard my options. Here we go again. And I
Yes.
was like, zero? Okay, I know I pressed O for operator. O,
Or you're yelling
zero.
at the phone, agent, representative.
Human, human. Okay. Yes, you should have something in there for the people that do want to talk to humans. But what we're realizing is the next set of consumers, like my daughter, they don't pick up the phone to call. When they have a phone call come in, they think somebody died. They're like, why are you calling us? Right. And I know you're saying, well, those aren't my customers. What I'm saying to you is those are your customers because eventually they may become your customers. You don't know how big your business would grow. I'm
Mhm.
also looking at people my age. We hardly pick up the phone.
Mhm.
We're like most of the time we're texting. Okay. I
Mhm.
rarely pick up the phone to make calls for my personal. Most of the times, anything I have like business wise, I usually can figure it out even texting. We even have like the pediatrics. We have a virtual pediatrics office that we use sometimes for the kids.
Mhm.
The doctors are texting me. They're,
Mhm.
and they're like, hey, can you capture this video, this photo? Can you send me this, send me that? They
Mhm.
sent us a kit So we can touch the temperature, check the oxygen, check in their ears. So when you're saying that your business can't do basic customer service functions automated, I'm going to be like, no, right? Because if a pediatrics office can do it and they're not even physically seeing my son,
Mm-hmm.
you can do it too. And it's just, again, thinking about the things that your customers are frequently asking about. And if you're just starting out, just think about the things that you want to educate your customers on. Okay. Go ahead, Jan.
I have a little hot tip. If you are just starting out and you don't know, go to the site, answer the public, put your industry in, and
Mm,
it is going to tell you what people are asking, what they're asking for. Also, you can go to YouTube, do a
mm-hmm.
search of your industry, and it'll show you what people are looking for. So even if you're starting out now, there's no excuse because everything is so digital.
Yes. I love that you said that. Research. If you're just starting out, research is your best friend. All right, this one I know most likely is, I know where we're headed, so I feel like I already know where Jen's going next. Jan, what would be like your fifth, number five, right? What's the fifth thing you think they need to automate?
Getting a CRM system.
Ooh,
So
what CRM, Jen, before you get
yeah, I
all
am. I am. So a CRM system is a customer relationship management system. So
mm-hmm,
it's just a simple place for us to be able to manage all of these leads we're bringing in, managing these customers who we're onboarding, and being able to track, right? Track their interactions. What are they doing? It also helps you understand the mind of your customer because now you can see if you have a good CRM system what they're doing in your system.
mm,
So now that gets you in the mind because people always say you need to get in the head of your audience, your ideal audience. I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? But now I understand. So with the CRM system, you're able to generate the leads,
uh-huh.
have a sales conversation with them, get them to pay you, have their onboarding, and now you can look at all of that and you can manage it. It's no different than your doctor's system, even though it's a whole bunch of differences, but same concept. Just want to get you guys in the same concept. That's the same concept. When you go to the doctor, they're going to pull up your record and see your last visit,
Yeah.
your diagnosis is the notes, right?
Yeah.
So a CRM system is not a CRM system if you can't put notes in. I just want to say that. That's like huge. You got to be able to put notes in.
Not the
So
notes. I
yeah,
get what
you
you're
gotta put
saying now.
notes in. You know why? Because we're scaling, right? And so we
Yeah.
have other people who are managing things. So if we don't have these things, you're going to always be the one that has to do it. And
Mhm.
as the CEO, you're not supposed to be doing that.
Ooh, because the goal here is for you to be retired and wealthy. Okay.
Mhm.
Which reminds me, guys, we're coming up to a bonus, but I want to let you know that I did take the time to put together a checklist with 12 must haves. Okay. 12 must have automations for your business success. And you can get it at retiredandwealthy.com. Yes, Jan, I work fast on them feet, Jan. Yes, yes, yes. So go to retiredandwealthy.com and you can get it in our resources. And this is where we're going to put a lot of great information to help you because as a business owner, at the end of the day, you want to be retired and wealthy. Okay. You're not building this business to work yourself to death, guys. We
Right.
want you to retire and be wealthy. Okay, so we're going to share this with you. Go to retiredandwealthy.com and you can get this whole checklist with all 12. All right, there's a bonus one, and this is my favorite one, right? And I think this one I came up with. I was like, Jan, we got to put this on here, and it's a bonus. This is from me, y'all. Okay, because Jan did what she did. The CRM, and just so you know, if you need CRM and you need to get in the CRM game, Jennifer is the person you need to speak to. Okay. So the bonus one I would say is a lot of you don't want to hear this, but you need to be able to collect customer feedback automatically. This isn't something someone on the team needs to do. This is something that you need to set up to happen with every I would say with every customer interaction. Okay, because along each step is an opportunity for you to fix things. And if you don't know it's broken, you won't be able to fix it. So automatically you want customer feedback and surveys. Okay. And if the surveys look good, the feedback look good, guess what you want to do? You want to automate the review process for them to leave reviews for your business, because reviews are still gold. Okay. No matter what do you think, reviews are still golden. Word of mouth is obviously on top, but right next to word of mouth are those reviews, right? Jan, what would you say about that one?
So yes, so this is one of the parts of my system that I add in for every customer, right? And it's so
Hmm.
funny because I had a customer who I was setting up their webinar, and I said, okay, after the webinar, they're going to get a feedback form. They're like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be analyzing me? Yes, because you need to know what the people think so you can make adjustments for the next one.
Yeah.
So if they said you talk too long, you need to figure out how to chop that up. Just we can't we can't get personal about it. And
Mm-hmm.
the one about the reviews is, oh my god, so I have an automated review system. It's really massive. But it goes from just collecting the review to, okay, if they gave you a bad review, well, what did we do to drop the ball? You want to
Mm-hmm.
know that. You don't want to shy away from that because you want to improve. And just automating them is the perfect thing to do. Now, here's a tip. If you want a real review, you want real feedback, don't ask for their email address and their name. Now you could put it as optional at the bottom if you're offering something. You want to know the down and dirty. So don't ask for their demographic information because they're not going to give it to you. So I always, what I do sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
I use Google Forms, and I tell people I'm using Google Forms because I know I use high level and I can go back and see if you filled this form out. So I'm using Google Forms for this because I want the real information. I'm not collecting your information. I want you to tell me the truth. So sometimes we have to do that just so people be comfortable because you want the real feedback. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you don't want the real feedback, then you need to stop
Or you
it.
need somebody else on your team to handle it. I think if you are in in the position, you have someone else on your team get the feedback, and then your team can talk to you about what we need to improve. I think sometimes you might take it personally, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's human. It's human. You're human. You're
Mhm.
human. So I love what Jen said. I love the fact that there's a way to make it anonymous, but you do need to have those surveys, those reviews, those feedbacks so you can know, hey, this was an area, this was a problem, our customers didn't like this, like we need to work on this, right? Because at the end of the day, the goal is to grow. The goal is to grow and scale this business again, because we want to be retired and what, Jan? Retired and
Wealthy.
wealthy. Exactly. So with the right software, the right systems, the right automation in place, right? Putting in that effort up front
Mhm.
so you can get the rewards. Those rewards at the end.
The dividends.
Exactly, because automation will pay off in the long term, right? You'll see it'll increase your profits, your efficiency, your quality, as well as, most important, your customer experiences. All right, Jan, what is there anything you want to add before we close out the live?
No, I don't. And if you guys want to connect with me, you can go to systemsactivate.com.
All right, Jan. Well, thank you so much for being your amazing self as usual. Guys, make sure you tune in for the next episode, okay? Because we aim to help make your life as a business owner uncomplicated with more tips and strategies.